Before starting, I would like to inform you that we will take all the questions and I will try to answer them at the end. So if you have any question, wait till the end or you can post it in the chat. Also, please make sure that your mic is in mute. So yeah, sir, are we good to go?
Yes, Arun, you can go ahead.
Yeah. So today we will see how to make an internet control robot and a control app. So, yeah, this is our aim. We will be designing and developing a remote piloting robot using Bolt IoT module. So let's say about the working of this robot. So this robot has two parts: the hardware or the robot and the mobile application. We will be making a robot first, then the mobile app, and then we will establish connection or communication between these. So I know you can understand that it's not practically possible to make a robot with 1 hour. So I have already made this robot and I have also made the app, but let's try to make a portion of the app in this session. So this is the basic block diagram of our project. Remember, this is not a Wi-Fi control robot, it's an internet control robot. So we can control this robot from anywhere, from any corner of the world. So we have a camera module which helps in live streaming of the video, but do note we won't be sharing anything about this camera module in this presentation. You can use an ESP32 cam board for this video live streaming along with Raspberry Pi or your PC for port forwarding. So let's see the block diagram. So we have the mobile app, and to control the Bolt module, to control this robot, we use Bolt IoT module. We have a motor driver controlling two motors, motor A and B. This Bolt IoT module is powered by a power bank. We do have a servo motor onto which a camera module is attached, so that we can tilt the camera into left and right to get almost 270-degree view. So we have a battery which is of 9 volt to power up motor A and motor B. So we will be using Bolt IoT module as we mentioned to control motor driver and servos. We know we have 5 GPIO pins, one RX and one TX pin, one analog pin. So we won't be using any of these. I mean RX, TX, and A0 pin. So we will be using this 1, 2, 3, 4 pins for controlling the 4 pins of L293 motor 293D motor driver, and this GPIO pin 0 will be used for controlling the servo motor, micro servo motor. So this is the basic. This is the image of L293D motor driver. So we have this is where we connect motor. We have a 12 volt power for motor. This is the ground, and this is the 5 volt supply for this IC L293D IC. So here we have IN1, IN1, IN2, IN3, and IN4. Those are the 4 control signals which we wish to give from the Bolt IoT module. We give signals to these IN pins. We have okay, so we have pins namely EN1 and EN2 to enable pins IN1, IN2 respectively and IN3, IN4 respectively. So when okay, let's take this. So this is the table showing the working of L293 motor driver. So when the value of ENA and ENB, that is enable A and enable B, is 0, that is at 0 volt, or rather the supply is nil, then what are the values of IN, IN1, IN2, IN3, IN4, the output will be null. There won't be any output. This is MA and MB stands for motor and motor B. Motor A and motor B. So when enable A is high and enable B is also high and in one pin is high, that means we are giving 5 volt to enable A, enable B and IN1 pin. Then motor A will rotate in a particular direction, maybe clockwise or anti-clockwise based on your connection, and vice versa. At the same condition, when you connect IN2 to the supply and IN1 is 0, then the motor will rotate in the opposite direction. This is the case with the second motor. And to control the motor to run, both the motors to run in forward direction, we will be using enable A and we have to definitely enable A and B. Then in one pin is set high and in pin 3 is also set high. So both the motors, motor A and B, will run in a particular direction, either in forward or reverse direction based on the connection. And similarly, when IN1 is in 0 and IN3 is also 0 and IN2 and IN4 are given a high value of voltage, then we see the motor rotates in opposite direction. So this is the basic working of L293D motor driver. So we will be using two 150 RPM BO motors. These are the motors that we will be using for this robot. So servo motor. This is my SG90 micro servo motor. So this servo motor helps in angular control of the camera module. Let's see. So we have seen that we are using a 2-wheel and 2 BO motors. So to balance the robot, we will be using a caster wheel in front. So we will be using this 9-volt battery and a 9-volt battery to supply power for the BO motors, and this power bank will supply power to the Bolt IoT module. So this is the basic diagram. Here I have to place the Bolt IoT module. I haven't done that. This is the motor driver part. You can see this is enable 1 or enable A, and this is enable B. This is the 5-volt supply for enabling this IC. So I have given these three from the 5-volt supply of Bolt IoT module. Imagine we have Bolt IoT module here. We have 5 GPIO pins. These are the 5 GPIO pins of the Bolt IoT module, and the 0th pin is connected to the servo motor. and the rest of the four motors are connected to IN1, IN2, IN3, and IN4 respectively to control the direction of these motors. This 9 volts supply is connected to this L293D motor driver to power up these motors. And this micro servo motor is connected to 3.3 volt. Yeah, you can connect to 5 volt as well. No issues. It's 5 volt is the rated voltage, but it's working fine with 3.3 volt. And this is the connection that I have done due to the limited pin numbers. So this is the model that I have made. You can see the BO motors, two BO motors. This is the Bolt IoT module. This is the L293D motor driver kit. This is the 9 volt battery, and I have kept the power bank inside. This is the servo motor, and in this head we have the camera module. At present, it's not at all powered. It's not powered since in today's discussion we won't be seeing that, but I will show you how to control the servo motor also. So coming to the design part of this app, we will be using MIT App Inventor 2 for making the app. This MIT AI2 companion app will be used to monitor the progress of the app. We can see the real-time performance of the app while making using the MIT AI2 companion app. So excuse me. Yeah, this is the app that I have made. Actually, I have named the robot as Bolt iBoot, and this is my that we will see later. And yeah, this is the window where you can see the live video footage from the robot. Yeah, you have to turn on the robot first. Then this is the camera orientation: 90-degree left, 45-degree left, 45-degree right, 90-degree right. This is 0 position. This is the front facing position. So, and we have forward, left, right, reverse, and stop controls for this robot. So actually we have to thank Bolt Cloud APIs for helping us in making such a project. Bolt Cloud APIs, I hope you know what is API. I'm not from a computer background, but still APIs helps us in interfacing communication between Bolt device. This is in particular about Bolt Cloud API and any third-party system. So our app is the third-party system. We use Bolt Cloud APIs to communicate with Bolt IoT module. So and a Bolt Cloud API use HTTP protocol for communication. It's very intuitive control. So yeah. So now I'll be showing how I made the mobile application. So yeah, so is my screen visible? Yeah, okay, fine. So this is the MIT App Inventor page. So this is developed by Massachusetts Institute of Technology. You might know more about these platforms, maybe. So yeah, let's start creating the app. So you can log in to this platform using your email ID. Actually, this is the Bolt iBot I have already made. So let's open that and see. Okay. So yeah, um, you can see the screen, but you may feel like, oh, what a mess. See, actually, I have placed a image here. It's perfect when you see on your mobile phone, or rather, in my mobile phone. This is the window of MIT App Inventor. You can see the user interface here. We have button checkbox. So this is a try yourself site. So there is nothing to explain. You just open the site, not at present. I wish you may do this later. You can watch this show and you can do it later. That will be better. So for any help, you can click on this question mark tab and press more info. This is well documented as in the case of Bolt IoT as well. So we have these are the components corresponding to user interface. We have layout components, media components. Definitely you can make a demo camera app, sound recorder app, etc. With this you have option to use maps, but and this you can also use the sensors in the phone. This not a perfect site. There are many limitations, or rather you have many limitations. You can feel them while making apps. So this app is a two screen app. So what you see here is the first screen. So probably while opening some of the apps you might have screen first, their logo pops up, right? So this is built in such a concept. So this is the logo, and after could have programmed in such a way that after 2 seconds or 3 seconds the next screen will be loading. But for this project what I have did is this image, this is the image, I have made it as clickable. So when I have made clickable, I am able to click, I am able to tap on this logo. When I tap on this logo, this is the code. So when image.1, that is the image one is the name of the image, dot click, do what, open another screen. What is the name of the screen? Screen 2. So that will be the task done. And let's see about screen 2. This is our screen 2. It may look more complicated at present. So this is screen 2. So for every screen we can make whether it can be scrollable or not. So now I can't scroll in inside the mobile app, but when I make it uh, screen 2 scrollable, I will be able to scroll inside the mobile app. Similarly in the case of phone also. And sorry, so yeah, so we have me, this is the this is just for what, for aesthetics I have made this in a horizontal arrangement. This is another horizontal arrangement wherein we have a web viewer placed. So this web viewer helps us in this project. I will discuss that later. This is the turn on and off switch. This is also another this green thing is a horizontal arrangement. We have a switch. It's written turn on. So when we turn on the switch, automatically the writing goes as turn off. And this is to control the camera orientation. We have placed buttons. These are the buttons. We have placed each buttons in place, and for each button you can adjust the height, width, and even you can add an image there. You can add an image for each button. Instead of writing 90° L, suppose you can add a image of your choice. You can add your face there. So when you tap on your face, something can happen. You can program it like that. So this is where you type in the text for the button. I have named as 90L, and this visible stands to make that button visible. But sometimes we may not need that button, or rather if we select an option, then that button should appear. In such case, we can make enable or disable the button. So these are the controls for the Bolt iBoat. Now let's get into the code block. So getting some messages. Okay. So here we are using only 3 types of programs, or 3 set of block codes in this entire program. One related to this turn on button, and the second is related to these buttons, and the third one is related to these buttons. So it's okay, we'll go back to the presentation once. So yeah, uh, is my screen visible? Code block screen. Okay. Is the code block screen visible right now? Okay, thank you. Okay, so this is the code block. This is the code for the switch that you have seen right now. So when switch 1, that's the name of the switch, dot changed, then what shall we do? Then if switch dot text equal to turn on, so when the switch is turned off, then the name corresponding to the switch will be turned on. And then if switch dot text equal to turn on, that means at that point the switch will be turned off. Then if it is turned on, we can the name will be turned to turn off when it's changed, and vice versa. So it's all by practice. You can learn. This is not a big thing. You can learn simply by practice on your own, doing it yourself. So this is the first set of code. These are the second set of code that we are going to control the servo motor. So this is the same thing as we said. We need to ensure that the switch is turned on. So if switch dot text equal to turn off, that means the switch is turned on. Then might be confusing, but yeah. Then Then we are using web viewer here. We have seen web viewer. We have placed web viewer in that screen. So we are calling Bolt Cloud API. This is the API we are calling. This remote. This is the API key of this robot or this module, and this is the Bolt device name. So this is the servo pin value. So we are connecting the servo motor to the pin 0. So we name it as 0, and the value is 0 means 0 degree at press. So when button 9 is pressed, the servo motor will come to the 0th position or 0 degree angle. The shaft will be in 0 degree angle. So that's the thing. And for 45 degree, I will change this 0 to 45 degree. Then 90 degree, that is the 0th position or front facing position, and I will change this to 180 at the end. And the third set of code, this is the third set of code for controlling the robot. We know that the motor should go front, back, left and right. So buttons 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 will be controlling the direction of robot, and we do have a 0 stop button separately. So this is to ensure that turn on switch is turned on. Then we will be calling this URL https cloud remote API key, and we will be using a slightly different function called digital multi-write to control more than one pin. So we will be controlling 1, 3, 2, 4. Sorry for the not writing in order. It's because it was programmed by trial and error method. So when I marked this 1 and 3 as high and press the 0th button, the robot was going forward, but on pressing the reverse, it wasn't working fine because all four were powered. So I thought I should name this. I should mark the status of other pin also in the code. So let's go back. So yeah, we are back on MIT App Inventor platform. So this is the switch that we were talking about. We have seen how we are controlling these buttons and how we control the robot. This is for forward, left, right and reverse. This is for stopping the robot. So yeah, now this is the MIT App Inventor companion app that you can download in your phone. So can you see the app right now? So this is the MIT App Inventor companion. Yeah. So to see the progress while making, you can connect. You can press this connect. This then a companion. So you get a code. Either you can type this code or you can scan this QR code using your mobile. So since I am using BlueStacks, so I think it will be better to copy the code. I can only copy the code present. So I will copy the code. And I hope you can see BlueStacks as well. Can you see? Can you see the screen right now? I mean, a BlueStacks screen. Yeah, okay. So we'll paste the code here and we will go connecting with the code. Yeah, so you can see the progress bar. Uh, Now let's not wait. I will show the app from my mobile phone by sharing my mobile screen. So in BlueStacks, I have installed the app. This is the Bolt iBoat app that we have developed. So yeah, so this is a small venture of mine. So this is the logo of this app. So we have to tap this to proceed. So when we click the image, it will redirect. Oh my god, sorry. Yeah. So when I click, when I have to double click since this is a computer system, I suppose. No, yeah. So here comes our app. So this was designed looking to the screen of my phone. So it was perfect there. But this is the problem of this MIT app inventor, I suppose. It's not so responsive to the screen. So this space I have left for the video sharing. So we can turn on the robot, and when we press 0, the robot, the control of the robot, the camera module goes to the normal position as we said. So let me try to give you a demonstration of this robot that we have made. Oh, sorry, I forgot to share the screen. Okay. So yeah, this is the Bolt iBoat that we have made just now. So this is the interface of the app. This is the space that we have kept for video. This is the turn on, turn off button. This is the camera control button, and this is the boat control buttons. Now I will show how to control, or you may have a doubt that whether this will work or not. So let's try to control it with this app. So first we have to turn on, then we will see to change the camera orientation. Okay, hope you can see the screen as well as the video. See, I have pressed the 90-degree left, and the robot head, or the portion where we have kept camera, has turned 90 degrees towards left. Now we are moving this robot back to the position 0. Keep an eye on the screen, BlueStack screen, as well as the robot, okay, simultaneously. Yeah, perfect. There is no delay at present, but I have experienced the same when I did it with mobile data. Now it's perfectly over my Wi-Fi. So 45 degrees right, 90-degree right, just back to 0th position. And now let's try to make this robot move forward and backward. So we have W button. So let's see. Yeah, and we'll this S is for stopping. So it's yeah. So this is all about the project that we have made. So yes. So yeah, I know the session. Yes, sir. In app, the app video is not. Oh. Sorry. Do you see the video? Did you see the live working of the robot? Actually, yeah, app video. The app video is not working. It's because the ESP32 attached is not connected to the power supply, or we haven't given power to the ESP32 module. It's because we are not talking about that module in this. And, it's not easy, or it's time consuming to make this robot to work over to stream video over internet. So that's the issue. So we have 15 minutes. So if you have any questions, I know this is a simple robot and there won't be much question. If you have anything, I will try to answer your question. You can unmute and answer. Also, I know the presentation was not well. Sorry, and sincere apologies. Yeah, you have the you will get the recording, but it will be posted on the YouTube channel of Bolt IoT module. You can see it from there, maybe. No, you Bolt IoT controller can relay the video data. Anyway, you cannot connect a camera module to Bolt IoT module. Is that what you are asking for? Aman, uh, bro, this source, Rishabh, bro, there is nothing much in the source code section. You try for yourself. When you press a button, what should happen? Okay, we can make a demo app right now. So yeah, we will start new project, and we shall name this project as test. Okay. So yeah, this is the screen one. By default, for any project, screen one appears. So if you have something like logo, you can put here. or else we shall start by saying we will make a label. And I forgot to tell you one thing. When you select screen 1, you can select the orientation of the screen and make it responsive and all. What I was telling, you can edit the version code of the app, which you will be able to see while going to app settings, and screen name can be changed. This is here you can see icon. So this icon will be the app icon which you have seen here, this icon. So you can change this icon as well there. So in this text box I'm going to mark say hi. Okay, that's the text here. We will put a button, or rather we will edit this press to say hi, press to say hi, and this is a button. So the name is just hi. So this is the button. We have to press this. We can make another label here. So we don't want anything that present in this label. Okay, so what is this app is, when you press hi, then it should write hi. Now let's go to the program. So this is like when you press the button, label 2 should show hi. So you select button 1. So when button 1 dot click do, so this is the thing we will be using in this project. Then what should happen? Label dot text, the text of the label should change. So set label to dot anything you can adjust from here, text to, and you can go to text box and get a blank text box and write hi. Okay, so actually in this mode you cannot see. So we will be connecting this to MIT App Inventor. So a we will connect as a companion. So we got this code. We'll copy the code and we will take MIT App Inventor AI to companion app. We'll paste the code here. Okay, let's copy the code again. I hope somebody else scanned the code. No issues. So if you want to give a try, you can download this app quickly. MIT App Inventor Companion app. This one, MIT AI2 Companion app. Then you can scan that QR code right now. Okay, let me go back to the questions. Is there the front of the vehicle supported with a wheel? Yeah. Adesh, yes, I have used caster wheel there. Is MIT App Inventor only for simple apps or for complex too? I believe it's not possible. Maybe difficult to make complex apps, and there are many limitations with this app inventor platform. It's like it's for beginners. It's a beginners friendly platform. You can learn the basics of coding if you have a very basic idea or very basic logic. Is the front of the worker supported by? Yeah. Okay. Thank you. So, yeah. Can I get any more questions? Is there any more questions? Okay. How can I get distance from the robot or any object with the help of robot camera? I don't know if you can get this data using any other software, but you can use an distance sensor, and you may be able to interface it with Bolt IoT module. I am not sure. You may be able to get the distance also, but in this project I have it added an ultrasonic sensor, sound sensor here. So is this first and last session? No, Volt IoT is continuing with such community-led events, and there are more sessions to come. This is not the first session. Can we connect two motor controller to control four wheels? Okay, either you can use two dummy wheels extra without connecting, or you can connect two motors in parallel in each side, or if you want to control four motors separately, you may have to use a different shield or a different kit. Yes, you will be getting the session recording, but I don't think you may need it. You can just definitely go to that MIT App Inventor site. You can make apps your own, your ideas, because robot is not avoiding collision from the wall. That's why, yeah, definitely, Abhishek, that could have incorporated, but I didn't do that. What is the need for using Bolt IoT module when ESP32 can perform all this function? What is the okay? Actually, we could make this project in a short time with the help of Bolt Cloud feature. We used Bolt Cloud APIs to control this. So it's not like I controlled my robot from my network. You can control this robot from your home without changing anything. You just need to download the app, and then you will be able to control this. That's the feature. You can so we say tape tape. It's that quick. You can make apps it's that fast manner. A collision avoidance system implement no collision avoidance system is not implemented. What is wait okay, small functions. We can use Blink server to control pins via Wi-Fi. We can use Blink API. That's same thing. Yeah. Okay, definitely you can do. So we can make a robot with Arduino. You may be able to make it with Node MCU. Similarly, you can make that with Bolt IoT module. And I find this more comfortable, and it's very easy. I think you haven't used this. If you have used this, you may not feel like going to other platform, which definitely this have limitations, but yes. Okay, definitely. I can share with Ashwin sir. So you may be sharing, or you will get the video. So in the video, you have the code. So it's nothing. You will get that. I have used Bolt. Why use such an expensive module with so many limitations? Uh, Rather, Dhruva. Actually, yeah, you may get cheaper boots, but they are offering their own cloud server, their forum support, and of course the training. Everything is included, right? So, how can we connect Bolt IoT with Arduino? Yeah, you can connect. Actually, I don't. You can use RxTX pins to communicate with Arduino, or either you can use that's for serial communication. Yeah. Then you can also use pin based communication. Like you can take a connection from a zeroth pin of Bolt IoT and connect it with any of the pins of Arduino, and you can write code in Arduino in such a manner that when the first pin of Arduino to which you have connected the zeroth pin of Bolt IoT module is high, perform such functions. In that manner also you can use Bolt IoT module. Is that clear? Soumya Kant? Soumya Kanda? Okay. So I wish to get, if you if nobody have any question, please, I need to get feedback from uh, minimum 3 people. Please make it fast. We are now on time, reaching time. So please make it fast. I need to get. Uh, this is my first session, so I know I have understood the some of the problems, but I need to get feedbacks from you also. I don't want to hear like, sorry, it was a great session, like that. I want to get the negatives as well. Please, somebody speak up, or at least interesting. Okay. So if my permission is not enabled, please come and put it in chat box, please. Please, guys, make it fast. Now it's 7 p.m. So please make it fast. It's good for beginners, and I want more sessions like this. Of course, you may visit lu.ma/boltiot. Series are coming. Also, sorry, I didn't mention what Campus Atolo is. I have shown Campus Atolo in the app as well. So Campus Atolo is my venture for create. It's not a venture. It's a just a YouTube channel and an Instagram page wherein I will be posting contents of my experience. So that's it. If you wish, you can search for Campus Atolo. You can see nothing at present. So videos will be coming. So it would have been smooth if we had less switching of tabs. Definitely, Anaga. Next time I will take care of that. So we have 36 participants, and I wish to hear feedbacks from more. Please, insightful, help us build from this point. Okay, okay, Adesh. Thank you. It would also be helpful if you first give a brief idea and start. Okay, sure. Thank you, Samyu, Soumya Kant. Sorry. Yeah, definitely that's a point. So come on, guys, please. Can you write the name of the YouTube channel? Okay, definitely that is Campus Pro, but you may not. You cannot see a YouTube channel in this name at present because there is no content. But definitely, you can search for you. Sorry. Okay, so you can see an Instagram page in this name, Campus Atolo. You may follow that if you wish to get more contents, and if you have any queries, you can just send a message in the Instagram page. Can you see an upgraded version of this model soon? Definitely, I will enable the video communication with this, and I will post it in my YouTube channel. I mean the Campus Apollo YouTube channel. Can you give your LinkedIn ID or anything else to connect? Okay, you can search Arun K, and my location is Kottayam, so you'll get that. Guys, we have 27 people and we are running out of time. If anybody wish to give any feedbacks, please make it fast. Anybody? Okay, so shall we wind up, or do you have anything to ask or say? Hello, guys. Okay, then. Okay, thank you. Okay, so this is my first session, and I know this is not a perfect session, and thanks for being patient. And I could see no one as unmuted your mic, so I'm happy. Thank you.